Today, at the third edition of My Citylinks Corporate Icon Awards, we have with us a real-life Wonder Woman. She is a renowned actress on both television and the silver screen, an entrepreneur, an author, a fitness freak. Adjectives fall short to describe this lady boss. Without further ado, let me introduce all of you to the guest of the night, Mandira Bedi. Hello Mandira, it's a pleasure having you with us today.
Thank you, Afreen. Very happy to be here.
So this is not the first time you've been to Odisha. So how do you like it here?
Well, I've visited Bhubaneswar several times. Work has brought me here on many occasions, be it events, wedding functions, award ceremonies. There was some cricket that happened here as well. So Bhubaneswar has been pretty much a regular sort of city to visit. But coming here, that's what's special. I'm really very happy and excited to be here. What a beautiful location, what a beautiful venue. And I'm very grateful and blessed that work brings me to beautiful places like this.
That's really a boon for you, I guess. Okay, so let us talk about your professional life first. So from Shanti to Saho, you have changed a lot professionally. So I would like to know about that experience. How did it happen?
That experience was about 20 something years long. Yes, it all started with Shanti, the first ever daily soap on Indian television. I never intended to be an actor, but sort of fortune and luck sent me in that direction. I did a whole lot of cricket for about 10 or 12 years, and I've been doing very different things. Now with the short hair, the kind of work that comes my way, I've been offered to play a cop at least 10 times. Either a cop or a gangster, nothing in between. But now, recently, there are different kinds of roles that are coming my way. So I'm exploring very nice roles, in fiction. I'm hosting events.
That's really nice. So you've authored a book as well, Happy for No Reason. So did it happen organically or was it always a plan?
Well, happy for no reason. It happened pretty much, there's something divine. I think everything that happens is, divine intervention.
You talked a lot about that.
Yes, that's right. And for about 2-3 years, I think on my Instagram bio, I had described myself not as actor or anchor or any of that. I described myself as happy for no reason because I had a lot of negativity in me and I decided to work on myself, and I think it's something that we should all strive for. We should not look for happiness outside of ourselves. Happiness, joy, peace of mind, calm, that is something that we have to create for ourselves from within. So I really worked on myself and I really wanted to put out the intent to be there, to be happy for no reason. So I put that out as my intent, as a place I strive to get to. And the commissioning editor of Penguin contacted me and said, we want you to write a book. It doesn't matter what the book is going to be about. It's got to be called Happy for No Reason. So that's how it happened, and me and my co-author Satyadev Burman, who's a very dear friend of mine, we sat down and we wrote, we just decided what the chapters were going to be, learnings from my life, things that I've learned. It's not an autobiography, it's not memoirs, nothing like that, but what I've learned from life, what this business has taught me, what life has taught me, what parenthood has taught me, what being a wife has taught me. So we put that all down, and I've become a spiritual person over the last few years. So whatever my learnings are, whatever my version of spirituality is what I shared.
Putting all these things together, you have broken a lot of barriers as well. You were the first women television representative of cricket. So how did it come about? Was it always a plan kind of a thing or no?
Nothing in my life is a plan. There's always divinity. There's always some divine intervention, and it's God's grace. And I can't say it enough that, the more you are grateful, the more there is to be grateful for. So I'd gone to watch some cricket in 2002. India had beaten, was it England? Yes, India had beaten England to reach the semi-finals of a tournament called the Champions Trophy in Sri Lanka. And so I just bought myself a ticket and I said, okay, hopping on a plane and I'm going to watch some cricket. And I think people from Sony saw me there, and when they were looking for someone to host the 2003 edition of the World Cup, they called me. I had no idea what the meeting was about. They sat me down, asked me some quick cricket questions, and then asked if I'd be interested in hosting the World Cup. And I was like, what? I mean, is that even a question? But sure, I mean, it wasn't just that, because I got put through extensive auditions, and there were quite a few women, about 200 women that were auditioned for this. And 2 or 3 auditions later, they sat me down and asked me what my plans were, if I was, ready to give them 6 weeks of my life, nearly 2 months of my life to host the World Cup, and that's how it happened.
That's nice. So, talking about women and equality, so how do you think it has evolved over the years now?
Well, just, in the years that I've been working, I've seen so much change. I mean, you look at women, the way they're portrayed in the media also. Back when I started, there was so much stereotyping. Women either were the homemakers, or they're the working woman, and they never were the same person. The main protagonist of any show was a housewife who was, having to put up with a lot of atrocities and being treated badly, and her victories. So those were the way. That was the way women were portrayed in media from when I started, and now one gets to see such beautiful evolved portrayals of women who are working, women who are struggling with different kinds of struggles. And I think there's a great shift towards more authentic and real cinema. So that's one part of it. But also in life, I mean, I took a flight to come here. 3 out of the 10 flights that I take in all my travels are being flown by women pilots. And every time I hear a woman's voice on the flight deck giving us, information as to where we are and how far up and all that, I feel very proud. I mean, you look at the banking sector. There are so many women who are heading the show there. So we've come a long way. I mean, there have been great strides in certain spaces, but India is divided. There's this corporate India which has very strong women in leadership roles, and then there's still middle class India and lower middle class India, where things haven't moved ahead as much as we like them to. I just think that being in the business of entertainment, being in the business in media, it is the responsibility of makers, producers, content makers to put out the right message, because we get influenced either by what we see in our families. So I come from a space where my father and mother gave me every opportunity that my brother got. So that's why I've grown up with that attitude and that mindset. But there's a lot of India that doesn't have that kind of equality within the family. So therefore, I think that people who are in the media, it's their responsibility to send out the right messages. Instead of reinforcing stereotypes, we should create, new modern ways of thinking. And if that is subtly put into stories that people can, enjoy and aspire, have aspirational characters to look up to, I think that can make a wonderful change in the right direction for women.
Definitely, well said, Mandira. So you're an entrepreneur as well, and since we are here for a corporate event, do tell us about your ventures in the corporate sector.
Well, I'll just say this, that I got into the space of design and retail. It was something new and unusual and different. It comes with its ups and it comes with its downs. And I just say that I enjoyed the run of being an entrepreneur, and I had that in my life as my plan B, but my plan A, by God's grace, again I say this, is still on. So, and I mean, whatever it is that you set out to do or put your mind to, make sure you have the intent, energy, time, bandwidth, space, mind space to follow through with it. So that's my piece of advice.
Okay, one more important thing that I wanted to ask you. You have a biological son and you again decided to adopt a cute little daughter. So, how did that come about and how is the experience different?
I am very, very, very privileged and very, very, very lucky and very, very, very blessed that I can have a journey like this. To be a parent of a biological child and an adoptive child. And sometimes I look back at moments where I've been the happiest. I strive for being happy for no reason, but I'm just saying the moments where my joy is at its peak is when I have my one child on one arm and the other child on the other arm, and I think to myself that I have this special journey. I'm privileged and blessed to be able to be a parent of two children like this. One who I created in my stomach and the other who was created in somebody else's stomach but who's now my child. So I'm blessed and I'm so thankful, and I just say it is the most beautiful experience that anyone can ever have. And I'm saying this into the camera because I urge prospective parents to really consider this, because it is such a, I can't say rewarding, I just say it's such a beautiful and special experience. So, think about it. There are a lot of people who are very close to it. I just say think about it, because it's changed my life in the most beautiful way.
I hope people do give it a thought. Okay, so we have seen you always present yourself in a very dignified manner. So, how do you manage to keep the criticism and the trolls at bay?
Look, once you're in the public eye, it comes with its goods and bads. It comes with its perks and it comes with its not so good points. So one thing I must say, I've developed a thick skin after being in cricket. When I hosted the cricket, there were a lot of people who liked me and there were a lot of people who didn't like me. And initially I never had negative reactions towards me, and it used to trouble me. But over time I've realized and I've come to learn that not everybody has to like you. And for the people who like you and support you and give you love, there's always thanks, there's always gratitude. And for the people who don't, there's no negativity. For me, I've learned to reach a space of no reaction. So if you don't like me, that's fine. I wonder why people who don't like me follow me on Instagram, because then nobody's forcing you, nobody's putting a gun to your head and saying follow her. But people do it. I think in social media, a lot of people spread negativity to get attention. And the thing is, if you give them attention, it is it is a victory for them. So that's the way I respond to them, or don't respond to them, which is my response. And that's the way I deal with. Sometimes I have to respond, and sometimes I feel the urge to respond, and sometimes I let it go only because I don't want to give them what they're asking for, what they're looking for.
Really nice. So, what should your fans be expecting of you in the near future, like personally and professionally?
I'm looking at a lot of scripts, a lot of interesting movie roles are coming. Surprising horror roles are coming my way, which is weird because I don't like that genre. I just said no to a horror film last week, and I'm like, I don't see myself playing a character like that. I don't watch any horror films, so I've been offered 3 horror films. 2 are not so horrific. So I'm still thinking about him. One has exorcism and all, so that's a definite no. But I'm doing, at the moment, I'm in the midst of shooting a very sweet role in a web series where I'll be looking completely different from what I do. So that's one thing that I'm looking forward to coming out. And that apart, I'm doing a lot of lovely brand work, and I'm enjoying every single day of my life. I get offered such varied and different work. Today I'm here in Bhubaneswar, not in Bhubaneswar, in Konark, in this wonderful setting. And tomorrow I'm shooting something, I'm doing a home shoot. Day after I'm shooting an interview based program. The following week I'm hosting a show like you, interviewing people. So there's no 2 days in my life that are similar, and for that I'm so grateful.
That's nice. So, do you have any message for your Odia fans out here?
Well, I just say this, that every time I come, and mostly my trips are to Bhubaneswar, every time I come here, I'm welcomed with so much warmth and so much love. And it always feels nice to come to Odisha. And this is such a beautiful land, and it's got such beautiful people. So just a big thank you to all of you for being so wonderful and welcoming. And I look forward to many more visits here to this part of India. I think we have such beautiful places to visit in our own country. I don't know why people are so caught up in traveling outside of our country. So every time I come here, I love it. It's beautiful, and I hope there's going to be many more trips to come.
I hope we get to host you more often. Okay, it's lovely talking to you, Mandira. I hope you come again next time and we host you much better again.
Thank you very much, Afreen. I have to say, it was lovely talking to you. It was a very nice interview, and I wish you all the very best in your life and your career as well.
Thank you.